Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. As promised, after spending the past few days testing Himmelnez in different situations, changing equipment, experimenting with relics, and making plenty of mistakes along the way, I think I'm finally ready to share the build that I've been using. Now before we begin, I want to make one thing very clear. This is not the strongest Himmelnez build possible. This is also not a tank build. The goal here is something much more practical. I wanted to create a build that delivers solid damage without requiring every single premium item in the game, something that most players can realistically work toward while still being competitive. So if you're looking for a build that lets you dive into 5 enemies and survive forever, this isn't it. You're still going to have a difficult time against burst jobs like Nameless, Fenrir, Jormund, or any player that manages to close the distance quickly. Himmelnez simply isn't designed for that kind of gameplay. Instead, this build focuses on what I believe Himmelnez does best: long-range pressure, controlling choke points, punishing enemies before they can even reach your front line. If that's the role you enjoy playing, I think this setup has a lot of potential. The idea behind the build is actually quite simple. Rather than trying to stack every offensive stat equally, I focused on maximizing the parts of Himmelnez's kit that naturally work together. The first priority is increasing the chance to trigger bleeding. Once bleeding is active, Himmelnez gains access to additional damage through her skills, and that's where the job starts feeling much stronger. From there, I combine that with crowd control effects whenever possible, allowing the build to take advantage of the bonus damage that Himmelnez receives against affected targets. After that, everything else goes into improving raw physical damage, physical penetration, ignore defense, physical damage increase. Those are still the core offensive stats for this job, and I think they're much more valuable than chasing every possible damage multiplier. Right now, my current setup reaches roughly 350% ignore defense, around 150% physical damage increase, and approximately 60% skill damage. Overall, I'm happy with those numbers. Of course, nothing is ever perfect. If there's one weakness in my build, it's definitely the skill damage. Compared to some top-end players, mine is still a little lower than I'd like. Unfortunately, that's mostly because of my headgear collection and card luck. If I had access to stronger skill damage headgear or better card combinations, I think this build would perform even better. But that's just how Ragnarok Mobile works sometimes. You build around the resources you have. Not everyone has perfect RNG, and honestly, neither do I. Instead of waiting forever for the perfect equipment, I'd rather build something that's already effective and continue improving it over time. Now let's talk about how this build feels in actual gameplay. Personally, I don't think of Himmelnez as a traditional DPS that constantly runs forward, looking for fights. I see her more like a sniper. Your job is to stay patient, find a good position, wait for the enemy to make a mistake, then punish them from a safe distance. That's exactly how I've been playing her during PvP and War of Crystal. The long-range donut attack allows you to pressure enemy formations without exposing yourself too much. If you position yourself correctly around choke points or objectives, enemies are often forced to walk directly into your attack range. That's where Himmelnez becomes really dangerous. At the same time, this build also reminds you of the job's biggest weakness. The moment fast DPS jobs like Nameless or Fenrir manage to reach you, things become much more difficult. You're not built to trade blows face to face. Your survivability depends far more on positioning than raw defensive stats. That's why I always recommend playing alongside your support players, a good saint, a reliable bodyguard, proper communication with your frontline. Those things often matter more than adding another few % of damage. When your team creates space for you, Himmelnez has plenty of opportunities to deal meaningful damage throughout the fight. At the end of the day, every build comes down to your own playstyle. Some players enjoy playing aggressively. Others prefer consistent pressure from a safe distance. For me, this build matches the way I want to play Himmelnez. It's affordable, relatively easy to assemble, and still has plenty of room to improve as I continue collecting better equipment and Frostcore upgrades. Hopefully today's gameplay gives you a clearer picture of how the build performs in real battles instead of just looking good on paper. Watch the clips, see how the positioning works, and decide for yourself whether this style fits the way you like to play. As always, this isn't the final version. I'll continue testing different equipment, Frostcore combinations, and card setups over the next few weeks. If I discover something significantly better, I'll definitely make another update and share it with all of you. Until then, thank you so much for watching and for always supporting the channel. Take care, good luck with your testing, and I'll see you in the next video.